Today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my secret weapons. Get excited, get excited. Today we have Amy Woods on the show. She is going to be talking to you about how to repurpose your content, and she is the repurposing content queen, and she actually wrote the book on it, Content 10X. More content, less time, maximum results. Make sure to stay tuned all the way to the end to find out how you can get a copy. Welcome back to all my Holly G's VIPs. I am so excited to see you guys here. If you're new to me, my name is Holly G. I am your go-to video gal, and what I do is I help leading ladies save time on both sides of the camera. And what better way to save time than to repurpose your content? And if you want to learn more about how to save time on both sides of the camera, come on over to hollygstudios.com. Since I'm away on maternity leave, I wanted to bring on Amy Woods to come and chat with you guys about all of the different ways that you can repurpose your content. She's going to be digging specifically into 5 different ways to repurpose your content. Because let's face it, right? You put a lot of time, effort, and energy into creating your hub or anchor pieces of content, like a video or a podcast, or, fill in the blank, whatever your main piece of content is. It should totally be video, I'm just saying. I'm going to throw it over to Amy, and I'll see you guys in a minute.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Holly. I'm Amy Woods and I'm the founder of Content 10X, and I help people to get the most value out of the content that they create by repurposing their content. And I'm going to share with you in this video 5 ways that you can repurpose your video content. So number 1, when you create videos, a wonderful opportunity is presented to you to repurpose your videos into a podcast episode. So this may not be for everybody, but if you have a podcast or you're thinking of launching a podcast, but you create lots of video content, then the beauty of video content is that with video, you always have audio. So consider whether you could extract the audio from your videos and turn that into a podcast episode. Now, there are a few things that you would need to consider here. For example, if your videos are very visually dependent, then it may not work in audio only format. But there's ways around that, so perhaps you could segment your video by planning it in advance and making sure that the visually dependent sections can stand alone and then be edited out, so you still have great audio that can be listened to on its own. And you also need to think about the audio quality as well. Of course, audio quality is really important for videos as well as podcasts, but more so when you are only sharing the audio quality. You can't get away with having bad audio, so really make sure that you use a good quality microphone if you are going to be repurposing your videos into podcasts. So repurposing your videos into a podcast episode can be a wonderful opportunity that you should consider. So number 2 is to repurpose your videos into a blog post. Now, I'm sure that when you create your videos and then share them on YouTube and on your website and wherever you choose to share your videos, that you will write a description and you'll write some video show notes. But here I'm talking about going a step further and actually creating a long form blog post based off your videos. Now, this can be great for SEO, for helping get your content found by the search engines, and it's just great for people who would actually prefer to read your message as opposed to watch your videos. Now, you can give this task a little bit of a jump start by getting a transcript created from your video. There are paid services like rev.com that will create transcripts, or there's plenty of free services and lower price services as well, like Trint and otter.ai. So either way, you could get a transcript created of your video, and then from the transcript, I really recommend still wordsmithing that out into a well-written blog post, because we don't speak how we write, and you want to make sure that the blog post is super top quality so that it does get picked up and found by the search engines. And what's great about this is that your written content, your post, it can go onto your website as a blog post, but there's loads of other things that you can do with it as well. You could post it as an article on LinkedIn, you could post it as a Medium article, you could slice and dice the written content into lots of social media copy as well. So there's lots that you can do if you turn your videos into a written article. So number 3 is breaking down your longer form videos into shorter bite-sized videos. So what I mean here is, let's say for example you have a 15-minute video that you put out every week onto YouTube and your website. Now look at how you could then do some additional video editing to break the video down into shorter videos that you can share on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, maybe even on TikTok as well. So this is where you choose standalone sections, whether they give one piece of advice, one tip, something funny, a blooper, whatever you can extract that would be great for the platform that you want to share on. Now you're going to want to consider the dimensions of the videos. If you're going to be breaking down your YouTube video for an Instagram post, then you want to turn it into a square video, and you most likely want to burn captions onto the video as well, because people don't always watch on social with the sound on. You'll turn it into a portrait, a vertical video if you're going to share that on Instagram stories, Facebook stories, TikTok, Snapchat, all the vertical platforms, or IGTV as well. And as well as bearing in mind the dimensions of the video, consider the allowable duration of the video as well. For example, on Instagram, you can post up to a 1-minute video as a post. Stories are 15 seconds, but they can be uploaded a little bit longer and it will break them into 15-second chunks for you. Twitter, LinkedIn, all the platforms have different allowable durations of videos. So consider that, and just because you can post a 10-minute video on LinkedIn doesn't necessarily mean that you should as well. So when we're breaking this down into a bite-sized, snackable video, just to give a tease of the bigger video, maybe just consider breaking it down to be about a 1-minute video, because what you really want is for them to like the tease and then go and watch the full video. So number 4 is to create graphics and social media images that you can also share out on the social media platforms, and put these images in other places as well. For example, throughout the blog post that I talked about in point number 2. There's lots that you can do here. For example, you can take still images of the video, put the title of the video on and the URL, and start sharing that on social media, as well as sharing things like still images from the video. You could also take important points that were made, a really great quote from your video, maybe a tip, maybe a question that came out of the video, and put that into graphics, put them into visual format, maybe using a site like canva.com, which is a great place to start for free graphics and editing. And from that you can then share on all of the different social media platforms in the right dimensions and on brand for you, so that you can get that visual content out there, all leading to getting people to go and watch the full video. And number 5 is to create some complementary content that you could use for lead generation. So what I mean here is a content upgrade. So you could create some content that people would absolutely love, because it's really an upgrade on the topic that you're talking about in your video. For example, you do a video on 10 ways to prepare to go live on Facebook, and your upgrade is a checklist, a 10-point checklist. So if people loved the video and maybe they're making notes as they go along, if you provide a handy checklist to go with the video, it's pretty much a no-brainer that they're going to want that checklist. But in order to get it, they need to provide their email address. So that's just an example of a content upgrade, and it's providing something that's directly related to the content that literally upgrades them and provides them a little bit extra, and in exchange they give you their email address. So when you are planning your videos and you're maybe doing lots of research and working out what the topic will be and how you'll present, think within that if there's something that you could create that would complement the video and get those all important email addresses. So there you go, that was 5 ways that you can repurpose your videos to get the most out of all the time and attention and effort that you put into creating your great videos. Thanks for having me, Holly. Over to you.
Those were awesome tips. Thank you so much for being here, Amy. I really appreciate you taking the time to spread your knowledge here with my audience. So I did mention in the beginning that you have the opportunity to get your hands on the content. Well, you can always get your hands on the Content 10X book if you want it. But if you'd like to win a copy of this book, all you need to do is make sure to like this video, leave a comment below letting both Amy and I know what your biggest takeaway was from this video, and make sure you are subscribed to both my channel and Amy's channel for your chance to win this copy. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you are someone's reason to smile, so don't give up.